Hello, everyone, and welcome to Championship Weekend for the Midwest Motorsports 2021 through 22 Cup Series season. I'm Eleanor McDonough, your announcer. I'm here in the virtual studio with Joshua Watt. It's Sunday, April the 10th, 2022. It's race number 24 of our 24 in the season and race number 8 of 8 in the chase. It's our championship finale from the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's been a long season dating back to last calendar year, but now our drivers are putting up their final points for our season-long Midwest Motorsports Championship. And it's looking like driver number 99, Matt Dyer, your regular season champion, is possibly able to lock up the championship just by starting the race. We'll make sure how many entries we end up. I think if it's less than 22, then Dyer here you see him doing some donuts. Dyer has a shot to lock up the championship right here by starting the race. So congratulations already to Matt Dyer, anticipating that he won't have a disconnection before the race starts, but he did have a disconnection here at Bristol last time we were here. So best of luck to him in the next 4 or 5 minutes. It's Bristol, baby. Here we go. All of these drivers are going to be on this tiny little 0.533 mile concrete oval. Now has variable banking. The turns banked between 26 and 30 degrees. Steeper up near the top. Creates a lot of different lines to race at here at Bristol. The straights also variably banked, 6 to 10 degrees. Notably, this is going to be Bristol with a single pit lane, so they'll enter after they cross the start-finish line, turns 1 and 2. And I don't know if we'll see green flag pit stops today. Last time we were at a short track with the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series, it was a bit of a mess at times, but here we are at Bristol, a very different type of short track with a lot more different lines to choose from and a lot of history here at Bristol. Not quite as much as Martinsville, but been racing here in the Cup Series since 1961. Jaws lurks here. Darrell Waltrip, he'll be in the booth at the real Bristol Motor Speedway announcing this weekend. 12 wins, the most all-time, and 7 wins in a row for Junior Johnson. Just amazing. So he's the winningest driver here. Today, Matt Dyer looks to pin down the championship by starting, but he also has his eye on a record. He currently is tied with last year's season champion Ben Litherland. Litherland had 7 victories on his way to the championship last year, and Dyer currently at 7. And if he can win today, he would take over the all-time most wins in a season in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. So that would be a special way for him to pin down his championship, much like how yesterday in our Xfinity Series race, Logan Truitt was able to pin down his championship by winning the race in dominating fashion. So Dyer, one of my drivers to watch, as he had the fastest lap and the fastest average lap at the previous Bristol race earlier in the season before he suffered a disconnection. He won at Martinsville the first time we went there, second there the second time, and second at the Nashville Fairgrounds. So Dyer, pretty good here on these short tracks, and hard to ignore this stat. Dyer on his way to this championship. He started 22 races, and he has 19 top 5s in that time. A brilliant run for him on his way to the championship. Eric Thaler came in with hope to be able to dethrone Dyer at the top, but Thaler 27 points back. Gonna be hard to score 27 points on Dyer, and as soon as Dyer starts the race, I think it'll be impossible for him to do it. But Thaler comes in second in the championship. He lost the Xfinity Championship yesterday because he he was at the real Martinsville Speedway watching the real Cup Series drivers. So that handed the championship over to Logan Truitt. But Thaler still a chance to finish second here in this championship. That's going to be the closest championship battle for us, is Thaler trying to hold off James Bowles for the second spot. Bowles, a winner this season at Talladega, and had a solid chase until these last two races have been pretty disastrous, and he's 34 points out of the lead, just 7 back from Thaler. So see if Bowles is able to leapfrog Thaler into the second place in the points today. So I'll be keeping an eye on those two as two of my drivers to watch. Also gonna be watching Marcus Napier. He's been pretty good at the short tracks. He won the pole and finished second at Richmond earlier in the season, led more than half the laps. Here he is in this 45 car. And he had a very strong second place run at Darlington last week, where he was the fastest car on the track for much of the race and started on a final late race restart from the lead, but was passed late by Matt Dyer. So Napier looking for some revenge after the rough outing last weekend. And finally, I'm going to have my eye on John Bates. He was in the Xfinity Series yesterday in the number 27 car, and he finished with 0 incidents, so Bates looking strong here. So there's a rundown for your drivers to watch. We're going to start the race in just a moment here. Like to look back at some of the history here at Bristol Motor Speedway. The active winningest driver here is Kyle Busch. I already mentioned Darrell Waltrip, the winningest all-time. So Kyle with the most wins, but his brother Kurt, second place with 6 victories there. So 14 victories total between the Busch brothers here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Qualifying just about to complete here at Bristol. All right, and the results are in. And it looks like Brandon Dandino in the 96 car has earned the pole. Nice from Brandon Dandino. He's going to start alongside Marcus Napier, who was one of our drivers to watch. Napier in the 45. Jason Huffman, a new paint scheme, that white car with the bright blue numbers. In the 29, he'll start on the inside of row 2 alongside another new paint scheme. Here's John Bates in the number 27, sporting that classic blue deuce look that Rusty Wallace made famous in the early to mid-2000s. Well, he ran a lot longer than that in that car, but this is the paint scheme from around 2005, I think. Here's Eric Thaler and Matthew Dyer on row number 3 alongside each other. So the two drivers looking for the championship today, starting next to each other. And then Christopher Gindy, who was your pole sitter last week, alongside Brent Brevac on row 4. Danny D. Almeida and Carl Lindstrom will start on row 5. Lindstrom, a new paint scheme in that 83 car. Keep an eye out for it. We've got Robert Olafson and James Bowles, who looks to earn the second place spot in the championship today. They start together on row number 5. So, almost time for us to go racing, and as soon as we get going, as soon as we see the green flag, it looks like Matthew Dyer in the number 99 car is going to lock down the championship for our season. Now they've started their pace laps. Brandon Dandino, your pole sitter in the 96 car. So impressive for Dandino. See how he's able to do from the pole. So Dandino and Thaler lined up here behind the Ford Mustang pace car, coming to the green for the final race of our Midwest Motorsports Cup Series season. Watching for the pace car to pull off as they come through turns 1 and 2. All right, the pace car pulls in, and Brandon Dandino and Marcus Napier are going to lead them down to the green flag. And that's going to make Matt Dyer your 2022 Midwest Motorsports Cup Series champion. Brandon Dandino is going to jump into the early lead ahead of Napier. And oh, we've got a spinner already. It's that brand new paint scheme for Carl Lindstrom, and he's going to get collected by Tyler Schattler in the number 20 car. So 1 lap down, and we're already going yellow here at Bristol, baby. And Lindstrom came into the chase with the 2nd seed. Has 4 victories on the season, but had a series of internet problems at the middle part of the chase, which has taken him right out of the points battle. But Lindstrom still a threat on the racetrack for sure. Here he is involved in the very first caution on lap 1. Tough luck for Carl Lindstrom early, trying to finish off what's ended up being a disappointing chase with a good run. So it looks like the lineup for our first restart will be the same as the starting lineup for our initial start. So a very short track here, and often easy to go a lap down here at Bristol. Hoping to see Lindstrom stay on the lead lap. He's in last place right now of our 16 drivers. Looking through the field, it looks like Matt Dyer sits in the 6th spot. Gonna be your champion. I see James Bowles fighting for 2nd spot in the points here in the 85 car, that ruby red car with the racing stripes. Here we see the Anderson brothers, Josh in the 18 with the waste management colors, and Steven in the 28 with the silver and orange Home Depot car. All right, lights are out on the pace car, so we're going to have our restart. When they come back around, it'll be on lap 7. Of what'll be 200 circuits around Bristol Motor Speedway. So again, Brandon Dandino, your pole sitter. Going to start on the inside of row 1 alongside Marcus Napier in the 45. And then that's Huffman in the 29 car and Bates in the 27 on row 2. Thaler and Dyer, your top 2 in the championship points on row 3 again. Dyer, a slightly different number scheme on that car this weekend. A little bit easier to read. I like it. All right, the green flag is out, and Brandon Dandino is going to slip into the lead. Napier is going to settle in behind him on the inside line in the 2nd spot. A couple car lengths back to Huffman, and then a gaggle of cars here. Eric Thaler is going to break free into the 4th position. And that is Christopher Gindy's new paint scheme. A couple new paint schemes here in our final race of the season. Throwing me curveballs. Here's Brent Brevac in the 31 and John Bates in the 27 battling. Side by side behind them are Dyer and Josh Anderson. Now Anderson on the outside. Here comes James Bowles. So Bowles charging up the order, up to 9th now. Started 12th on that restart. And now he's going to pick off John Bates as well. And James Bowles finished 2nd here earlier in the season. So Bowles knows his way around Bristol Motor Speedway pretty well. He's got a battle ahead of him side by side as Matt Dyer is going to try to get by Brent Brevac in the 31. Brevac, a chaser, winner earlier this season at Atlanta. I was a little rough on Brevac last weekend, but so it goes. Here's John Bates in the 27, under fire from Josh Anderson in the 18, and there's Danny D'Almeida in the number 3 car. D'Almeida joined us just a couple of weeks ago, and he's been impressive in this 3 car. Couple of strong runs here in the last few weekends. He's been running in the top 5. There's Eric Thaler's number 15 car. Eric currently sits 4th on the track. And Thaler running the Midwest Motorsports colors. He's our owner, operator, recruiter, you name it on the league. Eric does it, and Eric pays for it. So thanks for making this all possible, Eric. I don't think he's going to earn the championship here today unless some crazy penalty or nonsense befalls Matt Dyer in the 99, but I doubt that. Dyer, gentlemanly all season here with us in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. A deserving champion. Again, 7 victories for Dyer. Thaler 2nd in points, but only 2 victories this season. Neither at a short track, one at the Charlotte Roval and one at Daytona here in the Chase. And here's our front 3, all nose to tail. Brandon Dandenau in the 96, your pole sitters led every lap so far, but Marcus Napier in the 45 hounding him for the lead. And Jason Huffman's 29 car right on the tail of Napier. And Thaler closing in on that battle for the lead. Napier hasn't gotten a sniff at a chance to pass the 96 car. So still nose to tail here, but this is your battle for the lead. The front 4 are all within 1 or 2 car lengths of each other. So Dandenau, one of your chasers, but out of the championship battle. He sits in 10th in the points. He's not a winner this season, and this is his first time earning the pole, which will earn him a bonus point today. He might be able to pass Carl Lindstrom for 9th place in the points today if he's good. He has 4 top 5s on the year and 17 starts. So congrats to Brandon on the very first pole of his Midwest Motorsports Cup Series career. And a good run so far for him, trying to close the season. You see some battling back here in the pack. It's Christopher Gindy in the 26 at the front of this set. He sits 5th on the track. Matt Dyer in the 99, 6th. Brent Brevac in the 31, right behind him. Chevy logo on the front is 7th. And then James Bowles in the 85 in 8th. Right behind them, Danny D'Almeida's climbed up to the 9th spot. Still Dandenau at the point. There's Brevac looking to the inside of Matt Dyer. Gindy ahead of them in a middle line. They almost go 3 wide, and they might yet. We'll see. Dyer on the high line now up alongside of Gindy, and Gindy a little loose. That's going to let Dyer get through, and it's going to hold up Brevac. So now Bowles jumping up to the outside in the 85. Gindy slots in ahead of him on the back stretch here. Now side by side, Brevac and Gindy. Excellent, clean racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And now Brevac's finally able to get free ahead of Christopher Gindy. Gindy started from the pole at Darlington last week and never led a lap. Immediately spun on the start. I think he's happy to leave that weekend behind him despite the pole starts. Here he tries to hold off James Bowles. And Danny D. Almeida's caught right up to them. Brandon Dandenau, here he is, still holding off Marcus Napier and Jason Huffman. Stayed about a car length and a half between the front two, but now a bit of a breakaway from Huffman in third. So a couple of drivers here at the front right now who have never won in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. The front three, Dandenau, Napier, and Huffman, all winless. Thaler, the first winner, as, whoa, scary working lap traffic here. Trying to get around the 28 of Steven Anderson there. Dandenau's going to get through okay. Here comes Napier on the bottom, trying to do the same. And Huffman looks like he's going to get through the lap traffic as well. Here they come on a couple of lap cars. John Bates in the 27 and Carl Lindstrom. Two stout racers about to go a lap down early here at Bristol. And it's going to be hard to get these laps back once you go down a lap. So now Lindstrom and Bates, each 1 lap down. We do practice the free pass here in the Midwest Motorsports set of series. So the first driver 1 lap down whenever there's a caution will get a lap back. So now Bates in the 27 is in that position. But just ahead of the leader is Josh Anderson in the 18 under threat of going a lap down. And it looks like Dandenau is doing a better job of getting through this lap traffic than Marcus Napier, so that has let him open up the first big gap of the race, a second. As we're 20% of the way through the running of this race now. Napier getting caught up pretty bad with Bates, trying to put him a lap down, and that's put Huffman right back on Napier's bumper. So now the battle for second is right here on the track on the bottom side. 45 and the 29. Now Josh Anderson's gone 1 lap down, so he sits in the free pass position. And having all these drivers up here near the front who have never won, partially thanks to our winningest driver of the chase being absent today. Ooh, as we see Josh Anderson tag the wall as he's going a lap down to a couple of these drivers. Here's Brent Brevac in the 31 has joined this fight for second, third, and Brevac in fourth. I think Josh Anderson just tagged the wall again. Tough luck for Anderson here in the final race of his chase. So Dandenau now in the 96 car with the breakaway. 2.5 up from this tight battle for second. And Brevac pushes Huffman down on the low side. Huffman not able to get up alongside Napier. And now here comes Brevac on the outside of Huffman, trying to get it done, using that variable banking to his advantage, and it looks like it's going to work out. Brevak's going to get by for the third spot. So move Brevak onto the podium right behind Napier in the 45. And here's Brevak with a look to the inside of Marcus Napier. They're going to make some contact. Wow, a brilliant save from Marcus Napier. As a little bit of contact to the left rear quarter panel. I guess you could say he just rattled his cage. So Napier goes from second to third, and Brevak has climbed from fourth, now up to second spot on the track. And now Huffman goes to the inside of Napier as well. So Marcus Napier has dropped from second back to fourth. Huffman maintains his third place running position after all. So I started saying we have an absence here today. Ben Litherland, who's won 4 times since the chase started in the 86 car. And missed the first race of the championship of the chase, so was not in running for the championship after earning the last seed in the regular season. Again, Litherland, our defending champion here as well, and the all-time winningest driver in Midwest Motorsports Cup Series history, but also absent today. So with Litherland's absence, that's giving a couple of these drivers without a win this season a chance to run up front. Dandenau, not a winner, and has led every lap so far. Our 53 complete, just past a quarter of our race distance. And now Brevak, who's moved up into the second spot. A winner in the second race of the season at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Of course, the old configuration of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Brevak closing in on Dandenau. You can see the two of them right here. Dandenau here in the 96 car. Both black and red cars. And now Brevak's right on the tail of Dandenau within 2 car lengths. So a battle for the lead here as they come around. Danny D'Almeida in the 3 on the low side. He's a lap down. Now the battle for the lead is up on the high side. Dandenau defensive. And plenty of lap traffic ahead of them. Just ahead is the 20 of Tyler Schattler, and it looks like Christopher Gindy is going to duck into pit lane here on lap 57. Closing in on the green flag pit stops. Wasn't something we were sure was going to happen, but green flag pit stops about to start. A lot of different strategy calls you can make here. Carl Lindstrom is pitted. Now he's coming out. Here are the leaders, caught behind Tyler Schattler in the 20. And here comes Brevak to the bottom. And Brevak is going to take the lead away from Dandenau under green flag. So here's the leaders now. The 31, Brent Brevak, your new race leader, trying to go to the inside of Tyler Schattler in the 20, the lap car. Schattler in the NOS Energy colors. And Brevak is going to get through. So now the order is going to get shaken up here by these green flag pit stops. Did you get into the pits clean? Did you get slowed down? And you can see that Carl Lindstrom here is trying to pass. Here he is. He's going to get past Brandon Dandenau in the 96. You can see a bit of the tire differential there. Ooh, Steven Anderson up into the wall. Trying to fight with Brent Brevak for a lap. Here comes Brevak to lap James Bowles in the 85. And here again, you see Carl Lindstrom in the 83 car. on fresh tires, Brent Brevac on old tires, and Lindstrom is going to get his lap back the old-fashioned way right here. So now Brevac is out here on old tires. And everyone who's pitted so far, which looks like back to the 6th spot as he's about to put 6th place James Bowles a lap down. Both of them on equal tires. And staying out like this, it's costing him a lot of time to the drivers who have already pitted. However, by staying out longer, if we get a caution here, then Brevac will be one of the few cars on the lead lap as, whoa, big gaggle of cars here. 3 wide. Bob Baker on the bottom, Carl Lindstrom in the middle with Josh Anderson in the 18 on the outside. It's like Anderson with he's got a little nudge on his back bumper. There's an eye on Matt Dyer. Here's Brandon Dandenau has pitted from 2nd place. Dandenau is 4th on the track now, as this is Matt Dyer passing him for 3rd place on the track. Dandenau, your pole sitter. Ooh, and here comes Marcus Napier in the 45 to pass Dandenau. So there's Napier on fresh tires going past Dandenau, who's run all 69 laps on the same tires so far. Matt Dyer also on old tires here. So it looks like Napier, 2 laps down, is the first car who's pitted. And with these fresh tires, look at how much faster. It's going to go by James Bowles in the 85. So here's Huffman in the 29. He still sits 2nd on old tires. Brandon Dandenau has pitted from 4th place. Your pole sitter's on pit road. It's going to move Eric Thaler up into the 4th spot. So almost cycled through green flag pit stops, except for the first, I think, just 5 or 6 cars. Oh, as we got contact here between Bob Baker and a brilliant save by Jason Huffman in the 29. Does not lose the position to Matt Dyer in the 99. And now Dyer around the outside. He's going to challenge him. Here comes James Bowles into the pits. Bowles having a tough outing here so far. Trying to earn the 2nd place spot in the points. But he'll have to beat Eric Thaler to get it. Thaler runs 3rd on the track right now, but yet to pits. Comes Huffman into the pits. It's going to put just 3 cars on the lead lap right now. So Brent Brevac earned the lead under green. Drove through the field, and now he's in the pits. Brevac, your leader, is in the pits. That's going to make Matt Dyer right here in the 99 your new leader. Carl Lindstrom is going to go back by to earn a lap back. So here comes Dyer now into the pits. Here we see Brandon Dandenau and Eric Thaler still out here without pitting. So Thaler going to inherit the lead here in just a moment, but he is out here on very old tires. And he is the last driver not to pit. So Thaler going to pick up a bonus point for leading a lap. Whoa, is James Bowles on fresh tires is squirrely right behind him. Oh, and some contact between Thaler and Bowles. Thaler out here on the old tires. Bowles trying to get by him with new material. Can't get by. And it looks like Marcus Napier is going to get past Brent Brevac to earn what will eventually become the lead of this race. And finally, Thaler slowing down, trying to get in the pits, and he's going to get tied up with the 22 of Robert Olavson, who's coming out. Again, single pit lane, so everybody trying to come in is trying to deal with everybody coming out, and finally Thaler's going to make it into the pits. And that's going to cycle Marcus Napier in the 45 back around to be your new leader. So again, Napier pitted early and has been running longer on the fresher rubber, while Brent Brevac stayed out for a long time on the old tires. So Brevac has fresher rubber now, but currently he's listed 1 lap down. Looks like Marcus Napier has played the strategy, and he's a full lap ahead of the field right now. So great drive from Napier, who I think he kind of got robbed of a victory last weekend at Darlington, where Napier, strong all day, qualified 4th, led the most laps, ended up, he was leading with a big lead with 4 laps to go. The caution came out, and he was unable to defend his lead. He was in a wreck earlier in the day. None of his doing. He was an innocent victim. And I think it cost him, he had to do a fast repair, and it cost him tires that he was not able to come in and get on the final caution, which gave Matt Dyer and Eric Thaler a chance to take a shot at him with 2 laps of shootout at Darlington. And Napier on the old tires, unable to hold off. Here he is, Matt Dyer in the 99, who earned his 7th victory of the season last weekend in a clutch overtime restart. All right, so Napier here in the 45 is your leader, but that's Brent Brevac in the 31. He's your 2nd place driver, and he's just gone by Napier, the leader, on fresher tires. So we see the strategy difference playing out here. They're the only 2 cars on the lead lap right now. Napier on old tires because he stayed out longer. Whose strategy is going to prevail in the long run? And you can see a lot of these cars 1 lap down are trying to get back by your leader, Napier. Here comes Eric Thaler. Thaler 2 laps down, trying to earn 1 of his laps back. John Bates and Josh Anderson trying to come and get the leader here. Anderson going to go by Bates there. So Napier almost earned his first Midwest Motorsports Cup Series win last weekend at Darlington, and now holds down the lead, looking for revenge. Everybody going past him right now is more than 1 lap down. The next car 1 lap down is the 96 there on the outside, your pole sitter, Brandon Dandenow. So when Dandenow is able to get by Napier in the 45, that will put him back on the lead lap, who, as Carl Lindstrom is blinking here on the outside. We've seen Lindstrom have a couple of connection issues here in the chase, which have taken him out of championship contention. Possible internet issues shaping up again for the 83 of Lindstrom. We'll have to keep an eye on him. So now here comes Dandenow in the 96 on the bottom, and he's going to put Napier in a bit of a precarious position on the outside here in this big group of cars. But don't get it wrong, that 45 car still your leader, but now Brandon Dandenow in the 96 is back on the lead lap. And Napier caught in this tricky position between a bunch of cars. He's going to let Matt Dyer get back onto the lead lap there in the 99 as well. So now the next car off the lead lap is 5th place, Jason Huffman in the 29. He's a ways back, but so Napier's still the leader, but now not the only car on the lead lap. So Brent Brevac on the newer tires has closed from being off the lead lap to now less than 7 seconds back from Napier. So the tire difference is real. Napier gonna have to come in and pit sooner than Brevac. Here's James Bowles again, having a tough go here as he doesn't look like he's going to be able to earn the second place in the championship as he's running right now. He's just ahead of Eric Thaler. Bowles currently in the 7th position. And here he is trying to get a lap back from Marcus Napier. Looks like he's going to get to the inside this time. And cleared. So that'll put James Bowles back to 1 lap down in the 7th position. But his competitor, Eric Thaler, sits right behind him in the 8th spot. There you see Thaler in the number 15 car, gray hood. Here's Thaler running alongside Christopher Gindy in the 26 car, this black and red paint scheme on the outside. So Napier still the leader, but now less than 3 seconds ahead of Brent Brevac. So we're going to have a battle for the lead here in just a lap or two. Dandenau in the 96, the pole sitter, also closing in on the leader. And could have a 3-way battle for the lead in a moment. And it looks like Napier's come into the pits. Marcus Napier in the 45 is in. He's the first taker for green flag pit stops at lap 107. So we're just past halfway here in our Midwest Motorsports Cup Series season finale at Bristol Motor Speedway. And whoa, side by side, 4 abreast here. There's your pole sitter, Brandon Dandenau, in the 96 car. He is on the lead lap now, and he is fighting for position with Matt Dyer in the 99 right behind him. Congratulations again, Matt Dyer is going to lock up the season championship by starting the race here today. So it's just glory now, and he sits 3rd, hoping to grab an 8th victory on the season. Looks to the outside of Dandenau and can't make a move there. So the cycle of green flag pit stops has begun. Marcus Napier led a bunch of laps, led early, and then was passed by Brent Brevac. And then Napier with the short pit strategy. Here he is. Napier in the black, the monster, number 45 car there. Looks a lot like Kurt Busch's entry in the Cup Series. But, number is slid back. See next gen action in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series next season. It's going to be coming up in April. This is our second series for our second season for our top series. So season 3 will start with our exhibition race on April the 24th. It's going to be the Clash at the Coliseum, and it's going to be a special event for anybody who won a race or a pole this season. Oh, as we got an incident here on the track. Carl Lindstrom, Jason Huffman, James Bowles, Danny D'Almeida, all involved in the incident here on lap 117. And it looked like Huffman and Bowles got tied up, and a couple of innocent victims get caught up in it. So we had a caution back on lap 1, but then green all the way up to now. And it's just past halfway. And in the middle of a sequence of pit stops. So Marcus Napier laps down after the pit stop. Could be a tough break for him as he's going to be trapped a lap down. So one of your leaders, a tough break. He might take a wave around here. We'll see. All right, here's a replay of the incident. Carl Lindstrom's going to come in a little late. Watch the 29 of Huffman ahead. And James Bowles here on the outside in the 85. Looks like Bowles was a little squirrely there, but Huffman from the inside goes for a slide and is going to Bowles, Lindstrom, and then Danny D'Almeida on the 3 piles in there. It looks like Bob Baker. It looks like your leader, Brent Brevac, in the 31 might have a little bit of damage from that. Brevac piles in late. As here we've got pit stops under the yellow flag. There's Brevac in, Anderson, Dyer, Brandon Danenow. These are all the lead lap cars, except for Anderson there. Long pit lane here. You see they have to come all the way around the track. All right, so Brevac is in. And you can see here the difference in some of these tire strategies. Take special note of Marcus Napier back in the 7th position, one of the earliest leaders to pit. And now, just 11 laps on his tires. I think he's going to have to take a wave around here, which should put him back on the lead lap in the 7th position. I had John Bates in 8th. So thanks again for watching Midwest Motorsports Cup Series iRacing here on Twitch every week. Twitch.tv/Rivenvale. If you want to see everything there is to know about Midwest Motorsports, check us out on our website, midwest-motorsports.com, up there on your screen right now. Sign up and come race with us. Looking for entries and good camaraderie here in the series. It's fun to be active on the Discord here as all these drivers post memes at each other. So we're lining up for a restart here. Brent Brevac in the 31 on the inside. Matt Dyer in the 99, your season champion. Dandenau and Huffman right behind them. And then Bates and D'Almeida. The green flag is back in the air here on lap 123. And Brent Brevac is going to jump into the early lead. It looks like Brandon Dandenau, your pole sitter, is going to be able to get by Matt Dyer for the 2nd spot. Here's Jason Huffman. He sits 4th on the track. Carl Lindstrom, who's just gone by him, is several laps down in the 83 car after he was involved in both the lap 1 incident and this most recent caution on lap 117. And here you see Marcus Napier still caught up in a big pack of cars, but now he's 5th. The first car 1 lap down. Steven Anderson's going to get in the wall here, and unfortunately, his little brother Josh is going to get trapped behind him. It's going to cost Josh some position. So Brent Brevac is your leader in the 31 car. Brandon Dandenau, your pole sitter in the 96 car. That'll earn him a bid at the LA Coliseum Clash exhibition as Matt Dyer gets into the wall there in their 99 car from third spot. The white car with the blue numbers, Jason Huffman. He's the fourth place car on track. There goes Napier in the 45, trying to get past him. So again, Napier trying to be the first car lead lap off the lead lap to earn the lucky dog on the next restart. James Bowles currently has gone by him to earn that position now. Here you see Carl Lindstrom's gotten by Brent Brevac. That is not for position. That is for Lindstrom to earn one of his laps back. And up here's the battle for the lead. Brent Brevac just ahead of Brandon Dandenau. These two black and red cars. Brevac, the Chevy, your leader. Dandenau in that Kevin Harvick Budweiser type paint scheme, the 96 car. And here's Dyer, the 99 in third. So Brevac hoping to earn his second checkered flag of the season. Again, won at Atlanta back in the last calendar year. Brandon Dandenau, on the other hand, seeks his first victory in the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. Dyer here in third seeks the record 8 victories on the season, which could be an all-time standing record as next year's season schedule is a shorter one. There you see James Bowles is going to go by. Bowles again, the first car down a lap. He's trying to earn his lap back the old-fashioned way. Danny D. Almeida on the 3 here is 6 laps down. All right, so Brevac and Dandenau at the front. Pretty close together. Still Dandenau sitting second. There you see the leaders. And Bowles is coming up on them. So Bowles looking fast. If he can get his lap back the old-fashioned way, then that would put Marcus Napier back into the free pass position. That's Napier in the 45 right behind Matt Dyer's 99 car. This is the battle for the lead here. The 96 car trying to get by the 31 of Brent Brevac. And now, there goes Bowles trying to get by Dandenau. And set his sights on the leader. This is holding up Dandenau a bit, which is going to let Brevac get away. Whoa, big slide. That was Christopher Gindy in the 26, right in front of third place Matt Dyer. Just that, Bowles fighting with Dandenau has cost Dandenau a second on the leader, but now Brevac caught up in lap traffic. Woo. So on the bottom here are your two leaders, Brevac in the 31, Dandenau in the 96. So Bowles still hasn't even made it past Dandenau. And it looks like James Bowles is using up those tires. Expecting one more pit stop. All of these drivers. We had green flag pit stops. And then an interruption in the sequence. 4-car crash, at least 4 cars. So Brevac working on the lap car of Carl Lindstrom. Again, Lindstrom went by Brevac a couple of laps ago. Now Brevac coming back around. Now Dandenau's gotten back by Lindstrom as well. And James Bowles there, he sits fourth on the track, but he's minus 1 lap. And Marcus Napier really wants James Bowles to get up here and challenge Brandon Dandenau. And Brent Brevac to get his lap back, so that Napier can earn the free pass position. There's been a lot of green flag here. And last time we were at a short track at Martinsville, it was yellow after yellow, cautions breeding cautions. 50 laps to go. We're 3/4 of the way past our race distance, and Brent Brevac continues to lead by less than half a second over Brandon Dandenau. Just 3 cars on the lead lap. There's Dandenau, the second place car. And his first pole of the season today. Again, that'll earn him a spot in the LA Clash to open the season. That's going to be a star-studded event with obviously many of our championship battlers, anyone who's won a race or a pole. So, the regular suspects, Dyer, Thaler, they're going to be here. James Bowles, on the merit of his Talladega win, is going in. Wow, look at Josh Anderson, bottom, way down on Bryn. This big pack of cars. There's Eric Thaler in the 15th. Thaler sits 5th, down 1 lap, and in position to take home second place in the points ahead of James Bowles. It's been the front 3 battling throughout the chase for the championship points lead. Bowles led the championship early, but then Dyer able to take the lead back and then win last weekend at Darlington to get him the chance to clinch it by starting here today, which Dyer has done. Now he's hoping for the 8th victory of the season. Brevac now is second ahead of Dandenau at the front. So just 3 cars on the lead lap, but all of them within 2.5 seconds of each other. There you see Marcus Napier peeling off the track. He has gone in for tires, and that's put him 4 laps down. But he'll be lightning fast here. And able to go to the checkered flag with 40 to go now. But 4 laps is going to be a lot for Napier to make up. Unfortunate timing of that yellow flag for him. Trapped him 1 lap down and couldn't get the lucky break to earn the free pass. So Napier going to have to hope that this cycles through the green flag run and pit stops. And that by short pitting, he'll be fastest here near the end, earn a couple of these laps back, and get in the free pass position, which he was fighting with James Bowles for. So we'll have to keep an eye on James Bowles when he comes into pits and see whether Napier is able to get back ahead of him on the merit of these laps on the freshest tires of anyone. There's Bowles there on the track, still in the free pass position in 4th spot. Now you see the tire differential here. Napier, wow, is going to go by Dyer and Bowles on the inside with the fresh tires. Looks like Josh Anderson here on fresh rubber as well. Brent Brevac's now 2 seconds ahead of Brandon Dandenau. So coming up on 30 laps left in our season. And some new names near the front. Brivak driving away, trying to get his second win of the season. Dandenau right here is your second place driver still. And he's been able to hold off James Bowles, who was coming through the field to earn this free pass spot. And I thought he was going to be able to get by Dandenau and Brivak to get his lap back the old-fashioned way, but he got stalled behind Dandenau, used up his tires. So now Bowles has just been stranded right here between Dandenau and Dyer for laps. There's Jason Huffman in the 29. He come in for his final pit stop. And you see his speed with the front. Huffman and Lindstrom on the bottom here. Passing the second place car of Dandenau. That's Danny D'Almeida on the 3 on the inside behind them. And I think this might be the chance James Bowles is finally going to have to get by. Dandenau is into the wall, and then Bowles and Dandenau might contact there. And Matt Dyer there in the third spot, eyeing Dandenau now for second. Looks like Dandenau not too much worse for wear. They settle right back into the line that they've been running in for a bunch of laps now. There's Christopher Gindy in the 26 looking to the inside of Matt Dyer. He's going to get by. And now side by side ahead of him, Bowles and Dandenau battling again. And maybe the push from Gindy will be enough to get Bowles clear, as Dandenau is going to tag the wall again. So Brandon Dandenau in the 96 has tagged the wall twice now, fighting with James Bowles. And Matt Dyer is going to go to the inside. This is the fight for second, side by side, and Matt Dyer is going to get through under green. So still Brent Brivak in the 31, your leader, with 25 laps to go. And Matt Dyer is going to move up into the second spot. And now Brandon Dandenau, your pole sitter, back to third. Here comes Marcus Napier in the 45, one of the drivers we're keeping an eye on. An early leader and trying to get back into the free pass position that he is going to have to wrestle away from James Bowles here in the 85. So you see Napier with the fresh tires go by James Bowles. And now that Bowles and Dyer have gotten by Dandenau, they've been able to gap him. Not like Brivak's gap both of them, though. Brivak now 9 seconds ahead of Matt Dyer. And comfortably leading. I think it's safe to say he wants it to go green. Although, actually, these leaders still have yet to come in for green flag pit stops, and I don't think they can make it all the way. So we should see these guys come in one more time. So it's going to be super important for Brivak, especially with everything to lose and nothing to gain. Come into pits slow. Be very careful. There's Eric Thaler. Laps down, trying to get by Dandenau's, now the third place car. And really a career day for Brandon Dandenau. Not typically one to run up front among our Midwest Motorsports Cup Series drivers, but the pole today led a lot of laps and has been an honest fighter for the wins. Congratulations in order already, no matter how the final 16 laps play out. Brandon Dandenau deserves a pat on the back for a great outing today. Here's Dyer, the second place car. Caught in some feisty traffic. Huffman and Bowles, 2 chasers, battling ahead of him. Now Josh Anderson entering the fray. 4 chasers there on the screen. Here they come past John Bates in the 27. That's another chaser on the screen. And with 13 laps to go, Brent Brevac continues to pace the field. Oh, as John Bates in the 27 hard into the wall here. Bates trying to get a woe down. And still in the middle of a sequence here. There's Dandenau, 3rd place. Let's see. We came back to green on lap 123. I don't think they can make it from there. Well, it'll be tight. Brent Brevac at the front. Last on pit road under caution. This is Dyer, the 2nd place car. 9 laps to go. Excuse me, 8 laps to go here at Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. So 9 laps to go in our season. Baylor and Bowles, they've fought together so much here in the chase. Put on a really nice show for us. It's for what has been a tense championship battle throughout the chase. Again, mostly they were separated by less than 10 points for the first 6 races of the chase, and then Dyer with a couple of strong weeks, while Thaler and Bowles a couple of bad weeks. Brent Brevac with 5 laps remaining. Here he is, your 31 car. So Brevac 4 laps away from his 2nd victory of the season. Maybe he's going to make it. Dyer behind him is closing, but still 8 seconds back. Dandenau in 3rd is the car in front. Brevac on the outside here. So a long green flag run for Brevac here. Is he gonna make it to the checkers? He's got 2 laps remaining. Down the back stretch. Into turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. And Brevac, no pressure, as he's going to see the white flag for the final time. It's the last lap of our season, and Brent Brevac in the 31 is working through the final set of corners. And Brent Brevac is going to earn his 2nd checkered flag of the season here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Congratulations, Brent. Led a bunch of laps, and Brent made it into our chase. Hasn't been fighting for the championship or anything, but your winner here today. So Brevac's going to take the win over Matt Dyer in the 99, who is going to be your season champion. 3rd place is going to go to your pole sitter, Brandon Dandenau, in the 96. Well, Well, that's a little silly there. What is Brandon Dandinow doing? And that's going to wrap up your 2021 through 2022 Midwest Motorsports Cup Series season. Matt Dyer on the second place run is going to be the champion, but it's Brent Brevak's day in the 31 car. It's a little tough on Brevak last week, so good to see him come up here and have a nice clean race to the finish. Well, it was clean until after the checkers. So again, Dyer, your champion in the 99, second place. Brandon Dandinow's career day and pole sitting day lands him in third spot. Eric Thaler is going to defend second place in the points with his fourth place run. Marcus Napier is going to come back to finish fifth on another day that feels like what could have been a second race in a row where he was up there fighting for the lead, and unfortunately his strategy was interrupted by green flag pit stops today. James Bowles in the 85 is going to finish sixth, and that is going to put Bowles third place in the points for the season. Congratulations to James. Christopher Gindy in the 26 is going to come home in the 8th spot. Jason Huffman in the 29 is 9th. Joshua Anderson in the 8 finishes in the 9th spot, just ahead, in the 10th spot, just ahead of his older brother Steven in the 28. Bob Baker in the 00 will be 12th. Carl Lindstrom, one of your winningest drivers of the season, 4 victories. He's going to come home 13th after getting caught up in both of the first 2 cautions. Danny D. Almeida in the 3 is 14th. Tyler Schattler in the 20 in the 15th spot. And finally, Robert Olafson, 22, in the 16th spot. So once again, Brent Brevak gonna cruise to victory in the number 31, his second checkered flag of the season. And that is it. Thanks for watching the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series 2021 to 2022 season. It's over. Our next race is the exhibition race at the LA Coliseum on April the 24th for all of our winners and pole sitters from this season. That'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And then our first race of next season will be on May the 1st. It's our Daytona dual qualifying for what'll be our Daytona race on May the 8th. And I'll be at my home track of Thompson Kart Raceway before then, announcing some racing live on Thompson, Ohio, on the east side of Cleveland. Come visit me there, please. Learn more about Midwest Motorsports at our website. Here you see it on the screen, midwest-motorsports.com. And gonna sign off here for the season. Thanks one more time to all the admins who've made this possible. Eric Thaler, Ben Litherland, Anthony Castor, John Bates, Josh Watt here in the studio with me. And I'm Eleanor Magdolna, your commentator. Congratulations one more time to Matt Dyer, your season champion. And here we're going to sign off for season of the Midwest Motorsports Cup Series. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in May at Thompson or Daytona. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Take care. Good night.